This is one for our American viewers this time, as we're doing a... We mentioned at the end of the last episode. We're doing Beverly Hills Cop. Get it? Because it's in America.
Yes,
I'm going to ignore the fact that honestly, if we look back, maybe 3 or 4 films we've done aren't in America, but this one references...
Welcome to the
in California
Club, for you Americans.
Why'd you say it? I don't know if I say it too, but it feels you've got American.
Do I have a mirror? Sorry.
America.
We really shouldn't be doing this.
6%.
We value all our viewers.
Even you Americans. See, that's what I mean.
The passive aggressiveness on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
Right then, let's. Oh Jesus.
Beverly Hills Cop, 1984. Alfie, let's go.
85.
Is it?
I don't know.
Oh.
Right then, so this film's got a pretty... I toned it down, but it's got a pretty good starring list. We've got Eddie Murphy as Detective Axel Foley. How they came up with that name, I have no idea. It's a cool name.
Axel F, the song, which is made for this film.
Lisa Baker as Jeanette Jenny Summers. Jonathan Banks. We know Jonathan Banks. As Zach. Stephen Burkhoff as Victor Maitland. Ronnie Cox as Lieutenant Andrew Bockamil. John Ashton as Sergeant John Taggart. And Judge Reynolds as Detective William Billy... That's such a long name. Detective William Billy Rosewood. I laughed because Stephen Burkhoff I read as Jerkoff, and then underneath it there was Ronnie Cox. So I was like, that is too much.
This is... you reading the star list is such an experience.
I mean, it kind of fits the film. Axel Foley, an unconventional police detective from Detroit, is reunited with his ex-convict friend Mikey. But not long after his arrival, Mikey is killed in a professional hit for stealing German bonds from his previous employer in Beverly Hills. Determined to solve who exactly killed his friend, Axel leaves for Beverly Hills, where he begins to investigate the prime suspect, a businessman named Victor Maitland. But things don't go exactly to plan.
That sounds like the film we watched.
Nice, simple summary. It felt like that could go on for way longer, so I decided to cut it short.
Yeah, there's a lot of little things that happen.
There is. It's a very eclectic film.
Speaking of this eclectic film, let's get on with it.
And we're back.
With the likes and dislikes
section.
Yes.
All right then. So, likes-wise for this film, I think immediately just Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I thought he definitely carries
pretty much all of the film.
Yeah, I mean, well, he was a stand-up comedian before he went into acting, I'm pretty sure, or both at the same time.
Yeah.
And it definitely shows through the way he
takes control of the frame
takes control.
and the scene.
He makes it his thing. Like, you're a stand-up comedian, you do it on your own.
Exactly.
And it's what he tried to do for a lot of the film.
And I think it definitely works in this sort of role because he is like essentially invading Beverly Hills, which is quite a quiet area. So having that contrast of loud Eddie Murphy and rich old white people kind of works.
Which I did say I like that he's able to switch between the serious police officer to then like his most of the time silly impressions,
which was quite
because it's when he gets arrested for like the 3rd time or something, I don't know, and he actually explains to them his hunch about the art deal. I've forgotten his name.
Maitland.
Victor Maitland. His drug business and bearer bond business, whatever
they are, bail bond business. I don't know.
Yeah. He talks like proper seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Like he's like, okay, well, they're bringing in the drugs here, coffee grounds. And he talks like it properly, but then like he goes, haha, man, you, and he starts doing all this stuff again.
Not too long after, he goes to the golf course and pretends to be a guy called Ramon who Victor slept with and gave an STD. So that contrast is pretty stark.
The guy's from a posh goes like, is there a message I can give him myself? And he's like, oh, just tell Victor that he might need to get himself checked out. Because I gave him an STD.
There was definitely a few moments.
I couldn't actually read the way his face. He kind of kept it really cool.
He did, yeah. He was a good actor. Oh God. There was a couple little moments as well that was pretty hilarious. When he invades sort of Victor Maitland's warehouse, and he says, "I could have hundreds of agents in here and have the IRS crawling up your ass with a microscope."
No, I have a few lines like that. There was. I really forget everyone's names because there was that many like people like the police officer just shooting. So the guy who was supposed to drive him to the city limits, like the one who's a bit timid,
Billy.
Billy, yeah, that's it. When they're at the house at the end, and it's the first time he does it, he goes, "Police, you're all under arrest." He's got his absolutely, of course, his gun had to be like toy sized.
Oh, it's
by the
so
way.
small, isn't it?
He has an absolutely small gun. He just stands up, goes, "Police, you're all under arrest." Just starts getting shot at again.
Yeah. Oh god, it's terrible, wasn't
Another one of funny lines was he's in the police station and he's going, "What's the charge for getting thrown out of a moving car?" "Jaywalking." Because he's talking about the window.
Yeah, because he gets thrown out the window and blamed for being thrown out of a window.
Yeah, he gets arrested because because all the security guards said, "Oh, we witnessed him jumping out the window."
Yeah, the guys who are actually in the employment of Victor Maitland.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought that was really funny, like, because some of his impressions he does in the film when he starts talking to people, I don't find that funny.
Yeah,
I find it a bit more annoying sometimes than funny. Like I know he's trying to carry it and that it's the character.
Yeah,
but they do start to annoy me.
Oh, definitely.
It's more like when he does just the one-line things where he just makes a joke. I actually find like more witty because he's when it's in a conversation with someone and then they keep talking after. It's like, works. It makes you laugh because the person doesn't react and you're reacting.
But otherwise, it does feel a bit more. Just unnecessary. It kind of wears off the not cool factor, but it's the same thing we talked about in Predator with one-liners. If it's full of one-liners, it's like, oh man, just stop. But if it's every now and then, it works.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. So he like has these like smart little quips he says, or like things that you could think of. You know people who would come up with something that quick. Yeah, and could say that. I actually put down as one. I'm like, it was just Billy.
He is quite funny, isn't he?
It's just when Axel orders the food to the undercover car.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "But I want the food."
Exactly, yeah.
Starts eating it.
He takes the sandwich and then thanks him later for the sandwich.
When they're in the strip club, and
I forgot about that.
He just turns around and she's like, "I think he likes you," and he's like, "Does she?" And he she bends it because he puts the money.
He does, yeah.
He's really attentively doing it as well.
Billy definitely sort of became a funnier character as the thing progressed.
So at the beginning, all of the cops really you thought were like straightforward guys.
Oh yeah.
It's the bit where he punches him in the stomach.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes like, "Are you wanting to make a suit against press charges?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Well, we do everything by the book here," and it's like it's like, very by the book.
Yeah, comparing it to Detroit. Whereas his inspector was just constantly swearing at him.
No. I can't. He's like, "I've had the thing fucking up my ass." It's like they're talking me, they're ripping me to shreds. I got no butt left because you fucking up. And then he goes, "Sir, you got a bit of a butt lift back there."
God, yeah, he definitely does have his moments, Eddie Murphy. I think I'm trying to think as well. It's kind of, again, it's a film that's just kind of it's fun to watch.
See, that's the thing. I was quite bored watching the film.
Most of it. I think it has its moments, but especially, it's sort of dipping its dislikes here. But towards the end, it does get a little bit more just like, oh, right, okay. The last scene drags on a bit, I felt.
Yeah, so like, one of my main likes is the soundtrack. So they play Axel F because it's like the theme tune. It's made for this.
They do play it so many times.
And they play it a lot of times, but I think it does work because it does fit his character. Like when I think of Axel F, funnily enough, I think of Axel Foley now. I listen to it because it feels like his kind of like bouncy person. I don't know how you want to say it. Like he's upbeat, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's it. He's upbeat, and I feel like if he was walking down the street, that'd just be his theme tune, which it is. It's like the way they play it, it kind of works.
It definitely does sort of fit his character.
Yeah, and I think I know it's an action comedy, so it's a comedy as well. But for being an action movie, there wasn't many full-on action scenes that you think about when you kind of think about these films.
They have a car chase.
There's the bit at the beginning with the truck chase, which is really good.
It was quite cool.
You can see that they actually filmed this. All the police cars and stuff. It all looks really cool. The truck's going everywhere. He's in the back, just getting
thrown around,
toppled on by cigarettes. I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, a cigarette dealer.
So it's really good. Like I like that, but then it kind of slows down a bit. I think some of the funny things as well, like when you knew some of the jokes were going to happen. So when he was talking to Billy and Taggart, and he was going like, "Oh, let's go to a bar, I'll take you there." I knew he was going to take him to a strip club.
Oh God, yeah.
You just knew he was going to take him somewhere that wasn't a bar because he just wants to embarrass them.
But it worked out.
Yeah, obviously it works out.
Give you that really weird scene.
Well, it's like the last line of the film, isn't it? Like, "Oh, I don't know, but you'll love it," and then it ends.
Yeah,
because they don't actually show that because they're going for another drink.
Drinking on the job.
Yeah, like the funny. I think most of my likes are just kind of little funny moments that I
Yeah,
had.
it's the
It's
same
like
with
Billy
me,
and
really.
Taggart trying to get up the wall.
God, that's hilarious. It takes them so long when they could have ran around the same way that Axel does. And they're like, nah.
Yeah, no, because
go
like, it's the fact that they get on his shoulders, still can't get up.
Yeah, it's also the fact that, you know, Taggart's deciding he's the one who's going to go up when he looks like he weighs about twice as much as Billy. He could have just given Billy a leg up. It would have been so much quicker.
I know, I don't know.
Oh, God.
But I do think, I think that did stand out for the film. There were likable characters.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So at the beginning, like, they try, so obviously they're like the by the book cops.
Yeah.
And they're not as likable to begin with. They're all straight faced and like, you know.
Very professional.
But then they start to like switch. And I think they're likable because like Billy, he's smart because he's a police officer.
Yeah.
But he's just a bit dim.
Yeah,
So,
he's not quite all there.
Like, because I mean, he's a lot newer compared to the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because of how like by the book they do things, he's not used to how things go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, he drives the car and he gets caught like tailing someone. You know, 'cause, like, Axel can see him and things like that.
Or like outside the warehouse towards the end where he sits in the car the entire time that Victor goes into the warehouse.
Yeah.
He's just there like,
But it's because like he's going into it's just, yeah.
It's essentially him trying to like figure out whether he goes against what he knows already.
Well, because what the problem was, even Axel said, if he goes in and they see him, it'll be seen as an unlawful search, and none of the evidence can be taken. Which is,
like,
I guess. I have some dislikes though.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh, one more thing for the likes then.
Billy has incredible aim. Because in
Yeah.
in the two scenes he fires that gun, he hits the people direct on both times. Once from like a fair distance away, but then the one in the final scene, he hits the guy from about 30 meters away, just directly with his pistol. It's like, nah, he's dead.
No, like he does, he
immediately.
one-handed good.
He does, yeah. Just round the
Just
corner and
gets
the guy dies immediately.
He
God.
falls down the stairs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You see him like, yeah.
Sliding down.
Yeah.
Right down.
Yeah. So, some dislikes I have.
Yeah.
Axel's laugh. Which could it's a very small
Fuck
thing.
you, Eddie Murphy, and your laugh. Harry hates it.
But I don't know. It was just he kept laughing. I was like, I don't like it. It's just annoying me at this
A
point.
comedy film, don't laugh, man.
Yeah.
Not worth it. You know what, that's fair. Bit of a weird one. But
This is a bit of a thing from watching the other film before this. But I can. So he plays Donkey in Shrek. He voices Donkey in Shrek. It's just like Donkey is swearing for a lot of like. It is
so
a
it's a
different
weird
voice,
shock, isn't it?
but you can kind of hear.
Yeah.
Like, when he plays Donkey in Shrek, he's putting on a different voice.
Yeah, he over exaggerates a bit.
Yeah, but you can still kind of hear it sometimes when he's like ranting.
It's like hearing
proper
a,
funny.
like a childhood actor in something when you get older. It's like, you're not supposed to be saying those sort of things.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not very nice. I think my really big issue is that Victor Maitland and Zach, played by Jonathan Banks, were so severely underused.
I don't get it. It's the thing where if you want to make a film like this, whether it's an action, like, it is an action film, and they've got a villain, and it is trying to be kind of grounded. It's like a 15 swears and everything.
Yeah.
It's like it's not blood flying everywhere, but
true.
Yeah, but you need a good criminal, like you need a good bad guy.
Which they kind of thought, they might have something.
Well, no,
here.
I thought the people. I mean, this sounds really bad, but it was like the foreign bad guy.
Oh yeah,
like if you ever watch like a James Bond film,
it was the
even
German
now
bad
it tends
guy,
to be
wasn't
like
it?
you know they're not English
No,
or American
definitely.
usually. It tends to be like if weird example, but Lethal Weapon 2, they're from South Africa, and stuff like that. And
he is your classic like German, Austrian sort of like
exactly
guy
like,
with the funny accent, but he's evil.
Yeah, exactly.
And the same thing with, like I was saying, with Jonathan Banks' Zach. He kills Mike at the start, and then he's just sort of sat in the back of all the shots,
He gets
staring
thrown
at
over
Axel.
a buffet.
Yeah,
Then he has a little fight at the end where he just dies.
He dies immediately.
There's no like meaningful thing to happen.
In the first part where Axel invades Victor's office, he just sort of sits there the whole time, doesn't say anything, just stares, and he's like,
yeah, which
like
I guess in some films you have that with characters where they are like the silent thing, but because he doesn't really do anything else apart from that,
doesn't really work that well.
doesn't work. Yeah.
Much else.
That's what I thought. So the main thing, I wasn't really feeling anything like at the end when he killed
Victor.
Victor. It's like we didn't really know the guy he had killed, Axel's friend. We didn't really know the villain.
Yeah, there was no actual
there was
stake
not-
in it,
what-
was there really?
What was for us there to care about, except just Axel being funny, which I guess
Yeah.
is enjoyable for a time period. But when you're trying to get the payoff, the film's trying to give you.
That there was no like meaningful.
Like there was a bigger payoff in the fact that the police officers stuck up for Axel.
Yeah.
Instead of like ratting him out like they did last time.
Exactly. I think that was probably, if anything, that feels like more of an actual end.
Yeah, exactly.
What actually happens does.
And then the pacing of the film, I think, doesn't match the Axel's energy. So like I said before, the song Axel F, which matches Axel F perfectly. The pacing seemed to be really weirdly bouncing between like doing something like quite slow to doing something quite fast. It wasn't usually something like action films. You have your big finales.
Yeah.
Where it's like big shootouts, lots of action. But some things like this do start off with like a slow burn.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have like a mystery going on, which it is. It's like he's trying to figure out who's killed him. But there seem to be like these weird bursts of like tiny little things happening.
Yeah.
And then going back, so it was like, so every time we went to go see the big bad guy, get arrested, go back to the police station, have the same conversation we just had 5 minutes ago.
It was a bit of like a feedback loop, wasn't it, really, with the story? I definitely get what you mean with it.
I felt it was a bit boring. And like that, like you were saying earlier, like the end scene where they're in the house, it does feel a bit long, and like there's nothing like he kills both the people.
Yeah.
And the bigger thing is that the police lieutenant actually helps kill the last guy.
Yeah, he does. They massively overkill him.
You knew Axel was going to do it. I wasn't really too bothered.
He gets a rifle and like unloads the full thing into him.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think more than anything, it's the last scene so anticlimactic that it feels like it goes on so long. And I thought subjectively, it probably isn't that long of a scene.
No,
because nothing really big happens and there's no.
Like it's the shootout. But you'd like, I don't know, like the way I think it's shot. The shootout doesn't seem that intense for,
not really.
Especially the two guys outside, Taggart and Billy. Like they just keep putting their head up every so often, going police, and then they get shot at,
firing a couple shots at
them. And the other thing was this is the small thing out of my bigger ones. You know when he falls down the stairs at the end, the main bad guy actually being shot. Down. That just looked really fake to you.
It looked really weird.
I don't know why. It's just. He fell really slowly and like he slithered down the stairs.
Yeah, do you reckon it was like some bucket list thing for the actor to just slide down the stairs?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, yeah, sure, it'll do.
Like when you like die, funny enough, you can't support any of the weight in your body because you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
So going down them stairs the way he fell, he'd have just been like toppling over, and I don't know.
I would have thought
really
it was a bit of a strange end. I'll be honest.
I don't really have much else to say about it. It was just a bit of a. I went into it with quite high expectations. Because I mean, not to compare them to these other films, but other kind of big cop films at the time with things like, I mean, they all came out after this, but it was like Die Hard and Lethal Weapon and stuff like that.
You can see
and I much prefer them, and they're very different settings, different stories and different things, but they seem to have more heart in them. Where this film literally seemed to be like, oh my god, we've got Eddie Murphy, quickly write a script. We need to get this made, put out, and franchised. Because then they're doing a Beverly Hills Cop 4, I think. Like they're supposed to be redoing it.
I mean, it's fair they did Coming to America 2 just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
But they had 2 other sequels, well, so I feel like that's what they wanted to do, and I don't know if the other 2 were any better. Like,
I'm not necessarily sure. Based on sort of like the law of when you make trilogies out of these films,
they tend to get worse.
They just get progressively worse as you go.
We could be wrong. They could have. What they could have done is been, oh my god, we got Eddie Murphy. Let's write a script. Pumped out a script.
Yeah.
Realised that they got away with it. It was good, but then wrote something better for the other 2. You never know.
Got an actually good villain, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. It just felt a bit rushed to me, and
I'd agree. It was very sort of. It sort of a lot of the time it felt like it was starting to get to a flow of the story and then would just sort of stop.
Yeah, would dip
really randomly.
Yeah,
which I
guess like the thing about the villain as well, which I'll touch on again, is you see Jonathan Banks' character Zach kill at the very beginning.
Yep.
But the villain doesn't do anything else to make you scared of him.
That's it.
I mean, I would be in real life, but watching the film, just seeing them like have someone killed isn't actually that scary. Because you're told he's a criminal organisation, he's smuggling drugs, he's smuggling all this stuff, which means he's probably, got some dirt under his fingernails.
Oh, he's
done some bad things.
And he only threatens Jenny, his friend, like later on in the film.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There's nothing, they don't do anything to show that this guy is, like, really bad, except having, it sounds really bad, except having someone killed.
Except having a guy shot in the head.
I know, but I don't know. because he doesn't do it either.
Yeah,
You don't
it's a
see that
henchman.
apparently he's supposed to be the big villain,
Yeah,
and he actually hasn't done anything except talk to them and be like, "Ah, yes, I have your lady friend." You know.
yeah, and then even then, the guy who killed Mikey just sort of, it's Zach. He just sort of sits around for the whole film. It's like,
Yeah, I
nice
don't.
one.
Yeah. Do you want to rate it then?
Yeah, 5.5.
Well, this is easy. I also gave it a 5.5.
So that makes it a 10 out of 10, guys. Well,
No.
5.5. I think that's about fair, you know.
Yeah,
It's not
imagine
terrible, not
us
the best.
rating Honey, I Shrunk the Kids higher than.
Yeah.
Which,
Equally, I think that's
obviously,
because you gave it what, like a 7 and a bit.
Yeah, but you still give it a 6.
I did give it a 6. That
So
is
it's
true.
still higher than this. I
These-
think it's
these ones
fair to
sort
be
of
honest.
tied for
I
it, to be
hope.
honest.
I mean, that we won't be reviewing them on here probably, but I might watch the other two, Beverly Hills Cop. See
One
if
of the
they're any better.
sequels is in.
I was like 87.
It's
or something.
87.
We could
Same
watch it
with
then.
Honey,
We
I
might
Shrunk-
watch that one then.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids in 1892. Damn. What a shame.
1892.
1992. Yeah, let's do an 1892 film.
Films were hardly being made, and
Train
no,
pulling into the station.
yeah, 5.5. This film was pretty decent. Like, I'd watch it again, but
It's just
Yeah.
It's not much.
questions, everyone. Back with the questions.
Only one question this time.
Only one
Interesting.
question. Oh, right. Yes.
Yes. Gosh. Right.
Well, as we know, or well, you might not know if you haven't listened to last week's. I did awful as usual. Let's hope I can pull it back. Maybe a tiny bit.
Let's
First question, Alfie.
let's hope. So, as I mentioned earlier in the likes and dislikes, in the start of the film, Inspector Todd reprimands Foley for going so sort of in depth with his infiltration of the cigarette selling business, whatever. And he says fuck quite a lot.
Oh, no.
How many times did he say fuck while reprimanding Foley?
10 times.
It was 9. He's genuinely kind of
How am I supposed to figure out how many times
Sad
someone said
that-
fuck in the space of a couple minutes? First question, Alfie.
all right. Oh, no.
What is the name of the hotel Axel stayed in?
Oh god. This might have got me this one.
See, I think this was so obvious you might not get it.
Yeah, it is. It's one of
Because
those
it's
things
something
that I
you
just,
don't. It's
I
said
want-
quite a lot, but you don't think about it.
It's like the Beverly Palms or something.
What's your answer?
Beverly Palms.
I'm gonna say no because
Oh, that's
it's,
fair. What is
yeah,
it?
It is the Beverly Palm Hotel
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
because because I think it is the Palm like the Palm the Palm Hotel.
That's- Don't need to reason it. It's fine.
Yeah, Alfie.
Can accept
You're
it.
not getting that point.
That's fine by me.
Second question.
Right. So we've obviously got that scene when Axel and Jenny go up to the room and they're like, "Oh, it's such a bougie place for you, Axel. How do you manage to afford all this?" He's just sort of essentially saying, blah, blah, blah. "Filler, who cares?" And then he phones down to reception and asks for room service to be ordered to the beige car outside
The
because the
beige
police
car,
were
yeah.
staking him out. What was Axel Foley's order to the police that were staking him out? This is the first time, by the way, not the second lot of police.
So he asks for some pudding. He doesn't
he does.
specify.
Yep. Some dessert.
Off the top of my head, it's a shrimp salad sandwich, and I don't think
There is one more thing.
I know that's what I'm saying. I knew the shrimp salad sandwich
Yep.
because they ask him later in the police station what you ordered.
Yeah, they talk about it again, don't they?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember the other one. I'm gonna go with some soup.
Oh, it was cold. It's such a weird thing. Cold poached salmon in a dill sauce.
Yeah, I would not have got
I'm
that.
not, I'm not a big fan of salmon, but that sounds a bit
What is
foul. I don't really want to know. I don't know how you can poach something when it's cold. Anyway.
Would you just poach it and then leave it?
It just sounds like you should
Sounds shit. Yeah.
put it in like water while it's cold and just forget about it for a bit. It's like, all right,
Yes.
nice. Could have just given me it fresh.
Yeah. Okay. What is the make and name of Axel's car?
Shit. I think
It's
it
not
might.
shit.
Oh, but I mean, that would be quite revolutionary, wouldn't it? This shit brand of car. I think it might be a Chevrolet something, but that's as far as I'd be able to get it. I won't be able to get any further than Chevrolet. Or
You are correct with the Chevrolet part
couldn't get
or
anything
the
else.
Chevy.
Chevy.
But it's a Chevy Nova.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got
It's
Nova.
mentioned only a few times.
Yeah,
When,
it's
she,
they get
is it Jeanette, her name? His
Jenny,
friend?
she gets...
Jenny.
Oh, Jeanette, yeah, true.
She goes,
Mercedes.
she goes up to him and goes, oh, you still drive, she goes, oh, I remember when you used to drive that Chevy Nova, what do you drive now?
Yeah.
And he goes, the Chevy Nova.
Chevy Nova. Right then, so, third and final question from me. So, obviously, we talked about the Beverly Palm Hotel, and Axel goes and stays in it. What was the suite number that he stayed in while he was there?
1031?
1035.
Oh, fuck's sake.
You've been so close with both of the ones that had like a number.
No. Oh, right.
So even if I don't get this right, we've not moved at all.
I knew it was 1030 something.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my third question, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, no. I knew it was 1030 something because he says, oh, this is Axel Foley from 1030.
Yeah. Hands him the sweet keys.
Yeah.
1030 something.
Right. You might get this.
I'm not too
I don't
sure
know.
based on how well these have gone.
This is the thing, right? I've asked pretty decent questions this week.
Yeah.
But I haven't got any right.
I look too in depth and forget to look at the simple things, man.
What is the name of the police officer who starts pestering and talking to Foley when he enters the Detroit police station?
I completely forgot he existed. Shit. Is it like a first name or a full name?
I just wrote down his first name because that's what he
First
calls him.
name. Matt.
No, it's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. That's, I mean, fair enough, you know.
It's the guy who's with him in the locker room as well. It's just the guy who
Right,
follows him around talking to him.
No, I would never have guessed Jeffrey.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, relevance of this
Hope you
film
guys
then, after
listening
our-
might have gotten any of those right
My dad said he got all of them right
when he checked the questions.
when he checked our questions.
But ironically, to check the questions also looks
you
good.
got to read the answers. So,
So,
maybe
we
not.
see.
Relevance.
I mean, again, this is like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids all over again.
Then. It has
But
sequels.
it's got
People
sequels.
liked them. It was quite popular.
They're
Wait,
thinking
how much
about
money? Do we
making
know how much
another
money
one.
it made?
We didn't talk about that for thingy
we
either.
didn't talk in the.
Oh, we
No,
did for Honey, I Shrunk the
did
Kids.
we talk about how much this film made?
No, you stalled for a second while I get it up.
So, welcome to Harry's cooking show.
It made
$316
$316 million in the box office.
Yeah, so it's very popular.
It's very popular.
you know,
on a
and
budget
then-
of, when Wikipedia loads, 13 million.
Yeah,
which
so-
is really good.
You know, I think the other two will have probably done around the same. Like, they were very popular. A lot of people, when they think of 80s cop films and stuff, it's like this. You know,
Beverly Hills Cop.
yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, I think definitely it should be a watch, but only because people have, especially with this film, it's a different taste. So Alfie's
Sorry,
he's like
I've
started
just looked at
laughing.
the Beverly Hills Cop thing, and the director was Martin Brest. So there's Martin Brest. What was the other one?
Oh, not
Ronnie
this
Cox
again.
and Stephen Jerkoff, all in this film. Sorry, Stephen Burkoff.
So
but
just
your
to
name's
get away
fine
from
for me.
Alfie's dirty thinking, right?
No, I'm just a child. I find it hilarious.
I can't remember what I was. Oh no, yeah. The only reason I think, well, not the only, but you should watch this because people. It's a very if you like.
If you like Eddie Murphy,
Yeah,
you'll
it's
like the
you're
film.
probably gonna really like this. Like if you just want to watch it for that, then you will. If you're watching it for like
If you want an action film,
80s cop action, then probably not.
just don't.
It-
But if you want like a nice, light-hearted
Yeah,
Eddie Murphy comedy, then yeah, it kind of works.
yeah, true.
Funny enough as well, when I said 1985 earlier, it's because it released in 1985 in the UK.
Oh, of course.
That was
Here's
unintentional.
Alfie's.
That was actually
Here's
unintentional this
Alfie's
time.
thing again.
It's not like Predator.
His thing's about the domestic box office, technically.
True, yeah.
Yes, that. Just watch it if you like Eddie Murphy. Then
Martin Brest. Beverly Hills Cop, episode 26 of the 80 Cinema Club.
is now over.
Thank your religious deity of choice. I don't want to discriminate. I don't know what.
Moving
the Buddhist
on.
people say, thank God. Deep philosophical
We still
questions.
haven't mastered how to end or start these.
No,
so-
but I think we probably never will figure it out. But that might add to
Is
the
this
charm.
our charm?
Yeah.
Is this why no one listens?
Maybe in like 10 years' time there'll be a boom and people will like it purely for the fact we talked
Yeah.
absolute fucking nonsense at the start and end of these episodes.
Well, as
Someone will make a supercut on YouTube of just the ends of our episodes.
Hey, if we get a fan edit,
Oh my god.
We've made it.
At this point, it would be an hour of start and end of podcast.
If anybody
episodes.
wants to make a fan edit of the 80 Cinema Club podcast, you have full permission.
God, if
use any
Lewis is
content.
listening to this episode, we are screwed. Right then.
Yes, so as always, we'd love to thank you for listening to this episode.
Yes.
And you've got this far.
Imagine if you've listened this far, from episode 1 to 26.
I can't even believe
Go do something else, please. Go
I
outside
can't
for a bit.
believe we've been making these for 26 weeks.
It's 26 episodes, you know.
Yeah, and I've already planned up to episode 50 something. So
Mad, isn't it?
we've got many to go. We're not stopping anytime soon.
Watch one of us just die tomorrow.
All right, way to bring the mood down. Yes, please go and follow us on our social medias at 80s Cinema Club. That is Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and TikTok and YouTube.
Well.
You're already listening to this on something.
Yep. Samsung smart fridge, microwave,
yes,
cassette. I don't know.
Amazon Echo. You know.
Yes.
Those stuff.
Don't say the.
Don't say it because it's in my kitchen.
Just over there.
Over there, are you pointing?
Yeah. Guys, so right now I'm sat facing due north and I'm pointing it probably out 300 degrees west.
Yes.
I think that's how that works. I don't know.
We are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Good Pods, Amazon Music,
Podbean.
Audible, Podbean.
We don't know where
all
half
the
these
good stuff.
episodes go.
Pretty much anywhere you can find your podcasts. And if you're listening to this because you couldn't find us on somewhere else, please tell us where you want us to put it, and we will try our best to put it wherever.
We could put it in time capture if you want. If you're like time traveling.
Can record.
God knows why you time travel just to listen to the 80 Cinema Club.
The 80 Cinema time capsule.
Wow.
The 80 Cinema pod. Literally.
It would
Pod.
be the 80 Cinema Pod.
The pod.
Gosh, but yeah, if there's anything else that people...
message us anything you want on any social media. We want to know. Like we said last week, send us a picture of your dog. This week, send us a picture of your cat.
That was really forceful. Send us a picture of your cat. Now, do it.
We can have then a cat wall next to the dog
Again,
wall.
it will be one cat because we don't have engagement.
Thanks for listening.
Oh no.
It's been me,
Next
Harry.
episode, we're going to be sending a picture of like your pint or something like that. Send us a picture of your finest pair of trainers.
The 80s Cinema bitter.
Maybe of a relative's grave. We can find out more. We can maybe like get a hat and we'll just pick out random items.
Do you want us? Are you fed up
Do
with?
you want us?
No. That's not. Are you fed up with Ancestry.com?
What?
Do you want to send your relatives' tombstones
we
to
just
the
put it
Cinema
on
Club?
We've got a
We
picture
will
of someone's
find-
tombstone on the wall. Oh, that's surely like...
Right, we're gonna have to.
We're going to have to
this.
end before this gets worse. Oh my god.
Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed. That was Beverly Hills Cop, episode 26. Next week, join us for The Terminator. Hopefully, no promises. With a guest.
Guest.
Goodbye.
The guest is Arnold.
Oh,
I'm just
Wonder
kidding.
Witch Arnold.